Please welcome one of my favorite entrepreneurs and astropreneurs. She's the founder of Space Travel Alliance. She's the CEO of Spaceport Sweden. She sees opportunities larger than most people I've ever met. She's Karin Nilsdotter. The stage is yours.
Thank you so much, Ola, and everyone in Sime, and everyone who's here. It's great to be here today. So I'm going to take you to space and back safely. And I'm going to tell you a little bit about what's going on in the world and what we can do here in Sweden, but also the game-changing opportunities that you can all capture. So, are you ready for launch? One small step for man, one giant leap for mankind, was uttered by NASA astronaut Neil Armstrong as he, as the first human ever, set foot on the surface of the moon. Earlier this year, we celebrated the 45th anniversary since the first moon landing and reflected on the fact that only 12 people have walked on the moon and that only 540 people have actually been to space. Very soon, however, that is about to change, as we are at the dawn of a new commercial spaceflight era. Space is no longer in the domains of governments only, but is being fueled by the private sector. We are seeing entrepreneurs and private companies such as Virgin Galactic, Xcore, SpaceX, Boeing, Sierra Nevada, Worldview, and others developing game-changing new technology, where reusable spaceships will offer increased access to space for science, for research and development, for education, for test and evaluation, for tourism and entertainment. And doing so at a much lower cost, enabling space travel for the many and allowing you and me to reach for the stars. And in space, we have power. Are you with me? Excellent. Another sign. So these are the spacecraft that's going to take us into space. And another sign of our times is also this. It is not us against them, but it's about collaboration. We are seeing governments working together with the private industry to develop new type of technology and to increase access to space, allowing us to reach further than we've ever done before. But why on earth should we continue to go to space? Space is critical for the advancement of mankind. To start, as human beings, we are explorers. It's in our DNA to push the boundaries, whether it's seeking a new trade route only to find a continent, or to achieve a scientific breakthrough. And as such, space has always been a platform for research and technological advancement, and we depend on space technology in our everyday lives. We use satellites for communication or for forecasting the weather or broadcasting. And we have applications such as heart rate monitors, cordless tools, or use it to develop new materials and medication. The International Space Station is our research laboratory in the sky, and it is one of humanity's greatest achievements, where over 15 countries have worked together to achieve the nearly impossible. And in doing so, it has also attracted the brightest minds and the most dynamic teams, where diversity is the catalyst for innovation, contributing to a much better society where the focus is on talent rather than gender, color, preference, mobility, or other. Access to space is also critical for mankind. We need to study humans in space. If we are going to explore further, we need to learn how to live in space. We need to learn how to build habitats and how we can expand the human species. It's also about this. It's about inspiring the next generation. We need both women and men in tech, but above all, we need talent. And with today's technology, young talent of today can do anything, anywhere in the world. Why should they do it in Stockholm or Sweden or anywhere else? We need to set audacious challenges that they want to be part of. Through that, we can attract the brightest minds that are going to strengthen our nations and also be a catalyst for other industries. I believe that space is the next big business frontier. There is a huge market, and it's growing at a rapid pace. The global turnover is expected to double from $300 billion to over 600 within the next 10 years. Entrepreneurs, or astropreneurs, as we call them, all over the world are capitalizing on new exponential technology and are developing a whole new ecosystem of products and services that are set to transform both businesses and communities worldwide. The investment and business opportunities are vast. They range from satellites to launch providers, to human spaceflight, to microgravity research, to in-space services, to space resources and energy, space habitats, spaceports and training facilities, space-themed clothing, gaming, entertainment, and tourism experiences on the ground. Through the development of new type of spaceflight technology, there is also the opportunity for remote areas to grow and flourish. Take Kiruna, for example. It's a small town located 200 kilometers above the Arctic Circle in Swedish Lappland. Kiruna is an ideal location to see the Northern Lights, and it has attracted researchers and tourists for over 100 years. Due to its remote location and limited air traffic, there are less disturbing lights, offering a clear sky for viewing. And the access to vast areas of low human density might actually be a disadvantage in many cases, but in this scenario, it is the key success factor, actually creating a safe site for space launch activities. Kiruna has become Europe's gateway to space. Kiruna has a launch site for sounding rockets, a research institute, a university, and even a space high school. Capitalizing on this rich space heritage in combination with the tourism industry saw the establishment of Spaceport Sweden in 2007. So with Spaceport Sweden, we want to create a launch site for commercial human spaceflight. And with Space Travel Alliance, we hope to take you as far up as you can ever dream.
From 200 kilometers above the Arctic Circle, I offer an invitation not available anywhere else in the world. A natural consequence of my courageous heritage. I am Spaceport Sweden, and Kiruna, my home in Swedish Lappland, is the heart of Europe's last great wilderness. This is the frontier, and from here, you will fly in space. I offer a trail of exploration reaching from the depths of the Earth to the edge of space, merging regional knowledge, rich cultural history, and cutting-edge technology into a full spectrum of innovative opportunity. At the Earth Sky Center, you can custom design your visit and arrange for everything from learning adventures and attractions to excursions and transportation, or prepare yourself for space travel. The Spaceport Sweden launch and aerospace complex will always offer you a way to fly. Northern Lights flights and authentic training simulators, plus innovative spaceflight companies like Virgin Galactic, X-Core, and others, provide a hands-on dynamic environment full of authentic opportunities to participate, learn, and discover. S-Range Space Center, Europe's principal rocket launch facility, is nearby, along with the Swedish Institute of Space Physics, the foremost research center in the world for the study of Northern Lights. And what adventurer wouldn't jump at the chance to travel 540 meters deep into the world's largest and most innovative underground iron mine? This portfolio of adventure will attract 145,000 explorers to Spaceport Sweden every year, stimulating economic growth in hospitality and tourism and the growing commercial space industry. I am so much more than a destination. I am a pioneer. I am an educator. I am a research and business partner. I inspire people because the most important space is created in minds and hearts. I am Spaceport Sweden, your next great adventure.
On a grander scale, new technology and access to space is going to create so many exciting business opportunities and also help empower the world. Through new technology and miniaturization, we're seeing the development of CubeSats and nanosats, which are small satellites and weighing only a couple of kilos or even grams, and being much cheaper to launch. These are being used by small companies, startups, or university departments across the world, using them for experiments, for broadcasting or entertainment, to monitor crop or cattle, or even local traffic control. One area of application where we're seeing an exponential growth is wearable technology, where we can use GPS and smart textiles, and we can monitor everything from our movements using a Fitbit, for example, or our heart rate, or we can even charge our smartphone via smart wearables. And one area in particular where we're seeing a growth, it doesn't stop at humans, is animals. So we're seeing Fitbits and the likes of Google Glass being developed for our animals now. They're being used on cattle already, and also our dogs. So via GPS, you can actually keep track of your little doggy. You can monitor their activity and also their health. There is just no stopping. And the market for wearable technology for animals is valued at $2.5 million US. Here's an opportunity. However, we do live in extraordinary times. There is 2/3 of the population that is still not connected to the internet. But through the development and distribution of satellites and components developed for our smartphones or consumer electronics like our computers, we can now give access to education, medical support, or business platforms, creating mind-blowing opportunities as we start to reach all the corners of the world. So if we can learn to read, we can read to learn. We live in a rapidly changing world, an innovation economy. And it is no longer enough to be adaptable to change. We need to dare to set audacious goals, and we need to dare to lead, not only to stay competitive, but also to attract talent. Space is set to be the greatest challenge of all, attracting the brightest minds, but people also who has the courage to do something which is greater than themselves. From space, you don't see any country borders, or you don't see any differences between people. We are all one. And really, we need to start behaving like it. We are all born to be great. And as the sky is no longer the limit, I challenge you all to challenge yourselves. Take that small step. It might just become the next giant leap for you, for your business, or for your society. Someone once said that our generation was born too late, or too early, too late to explore the Earth and too early to explore the stars. But through pioneering leaders and entrepreneurs, they keep pushing the boundaries. Space is actually closer than you think. Thank you.